You're listening to Where the Scary Things Are. 3 years ago, 7 children disappeared without a trace. Were they taken by Lockjaw, a local urban legend, or something worse? This is their story.
Where the Scary Things Are is a new horror film that's coming out on June 28th. I'm joined by 5 of the 6 cast members known as the Dockers. Okay, so Oliver, let's start off with you. For those who don't know, tell us about Where the Scary Things Are.
Where the Scary Things Are is a movie about a group of kids. They call themselves the Dockers. So basically, they look up information and blackmail people into doing things they want, and they call it docking people, similar to the internet social media doxing. And then they are brought upon this project in a history class, and it's about urban legends, and essentially they just have to make up an urban legend.
I want this urban legend project to rock.
And then they find something in the pond, and then they go from there.
There's something in the pond!
Nothing could live in their snack.
Let's switch things over to you now, Peter. You play the character Snack. Tell us about your character.
Well, Snack is sort of caught in the middle of more than he can handle in this movie. He kind of takes an opposite journey of the other characters. His innocence leads him to a lighter path, whereas most of the characters are tainted along the story and then are led to a darker path. So there's a bit of a dichotomy between them. But I don't want to say the protagonist, because I don't think there are any protagonists in their story, but he's the closest thing the audience gets.
Let's throw it over to you, Asher. How did you go about being in a horror movie?
This is very much lightning in a bottle. Complete dumb luck. And I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be able to have worked on this kind of project. Because what happened was Peter knew Harrison, and then when COVID hit, which was when Harrison was starting to get ready for this film, he decided to contact Peter and said, "Hey, do you want to be in a movie with your friends?" And Peter said, "Yes, I do." And then he called everybody up and said, "Hey, do you want to be in a movie with me?"
Selena, let's talk about your character. Tell us about her.
So Ayla, she is one of a kind. She's supposed to represent almost the kids who have a harder time in life, and because of that have developed like this harder outer layer. And so that's the side that you really see of her. She's the dominant, headstrong, tough girl. She's manipulative, conniving. She's truly an evil character.
Quinn, why do you think it's a good film to go watch?
I think it's a really good monster movie. And if you like being scared and you like gory stuff too, it's both of those.
We need to find a place to hide this thing. This is gonna be great.
Hi, Harrison. Very nice to see you join in. I love the fact that you included urban legends and you directed it and wrote it. So what was it like being behind the camera doing all of these different roles?
Well, the only way to do that is if you have a great crew and producing staff. And not enough can be said about my 2 partners, Doug Henderson and Matt Neese of Everything's Fire, because without them, we couldn't have done it. I wrote the script before the pandemic and we had it all set up, and then COVID hit. So we had to regroup. The original setting was supposed to be a power station, and we had one. But in the wake of all of this, a lot of people are just like, I'm not dealing with any of this. So it was suggested to me, well, why not Field of Screams? And I thought, yeah, okay, because they have these beautiful sets, right? And the lighting is all in place. This might make life a little easier.
It was really good.
I'm really glad to hear you say that. I'm hoping that it is met with similar attitudes, because we wanted to do something more than just make kids get killed by a monster movie. I think good horror should always have something to say. I mean, the 80s always had that similar theme. Kids find something, whether it's an alien, a monster, sloth, whatever it is, but they're always the good kids. That's the whole premise of Where the Scary Things Are. The scary things are the kids.
What are you hoping that horror fans take away from Where the Scary Things Are when they see it?
This is the whole reason why I made the movie. For horror fans to actually take something out of this. The thing is, horror has gone to some weird places as of late. And that is, it's either gone extremely dark, or it's gone into the remake, reboot territory where we're just regurgitating a lot of nostalgia. What I really wanted out of this one for the audience to take away is really an examination of our own society on a couple levels. not only are the kids monsters, okay, but why? What's wrong with our children? What's really happening here? And we're seeing we have a major problem, a mental health crisis with our children everywhere across the world. And social media is a major driving force behind it. The real thing I want taken away is we're creating our own horror.